Hello, everyone. Good evening. Amar, is there anything that you want to discuss, or shall I start the class directly?
So there is nothing from my side, so you can start the class directly.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second class. Yeah. Good evening. As I can see, still students are joining. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Then I'll start the class. Okay. Okay, all right. We shall start the session. As we discussed a lot of things related to soft skills yesterday, like why it is important and why you are learning right now and everything. And there are a few other things that got left to discuss. As I already mentioned yesterday itself, that communication is something that we do every day. But what special communication that you need to develop is the formal communication. Like if we see what exactly is the difference between formal and informal here. So simply, uh, your mother tongue will be mostly Telugu, right? So every state has its own mother tongue. Simply, if you want to understand the exact difference between formal and informal, the best example you can take is a newspaper. Like you can take your regional newspaper, like your mother tongue newspaper. So is that the same language that you're using while you speak? Is that the same language that you speak? Although the language is same, the same Telugu, but whatever the things that got depicted on the paper is what you are exactly speaking. No, right? So simply whatever the Telugu that got depicted on the newspaper is nothing but the formal Telugu. And whatever we speak is an informal one. In the same way, every language has its own formal and informal languages. Same apply for this English as well. Like even English has this formal and informal format. But whatever the English that we are speaking right now, or what we learnt until these many days, is an informal language. But now you are expected to work in a professional environment. So it is very important to learn this formal language or turning your informal language into a formal English. For example, if you can see here some words. So ask. Ask is a very informal word. Instead, we can say request, tell, inform, get, receive, give, provide, help, assist, and conclude, buy, purchase, use, utilize. Both these things are like a synonyms, and both these words are having the same exact meaning. But the word usage here is different. That is what the formal and informal difference means. So you need to turn every informal word into a formal one. Likewise, you can see here, think, consider, try, attempt. So you can find many such kind of words and try to learn before going for any interview. It's better you should learn a lot of formal words and try to use those formal words in your language so that easily someone can predict that you have a formal language, and that directly indicates you as a formal as well as professional personality. Not just that, we can also see sentences like I will do it. Instead, you can say I will take care of it. I don't know. This sounds very rude and very direct. Instead, you can make it very polite by saying, I'll check and get back to you. So this is very formal and as well as polite. And I even said in the interviews or anywhere, like politeness is something very important. Then how can we execute this politeness with our personality? It's wholly based on the word usage that we make. Our words, right words at the right time makes the best results. So even though our intention is not to be rude with one person, our words can. Like others can easily misunderstood our words if they are direct like this, like I don't know. So they will misunderstand your personality as a rude personality. So try to use a lot of polite and professional words. And all the formal professional words look so polite. That's why I am particularly telling you, try to use a lot of formal words. Here you can see some other examples like I am busy, I am currently occupied, I will try, I will make an effort, it's not done, it is still in progress, I forgot, I missed it unintentionally, I made a mistake, there was an oversight, I can't come, I won't be able to attend. There are many. So try to learn as many as you can. As I told you yesterday itself, like hierarchy goes from team member to team leader and then team manager. This is how the hierarchy goes. In every step, these soft skills are going to be a very important part. And have you ever heard about this word called metamorphosis, which is nothing but a change. What if I give you the larva that is there in the first picture to your hand? No one likes to touch that, but the same larva is going to be a butterfly someday. And you can see the larva can stay at one place. Just like if we relate with our current life, a current situation, you are very much perfect with your technical subject, just like the larva which is full of flesh, but it can't move anywhere, and it has also danger of getting eaten by something else. But if the butterfly having it wings that can explore many things, that can explore food, and if any danger comes, that can fly easily. Just like that, if we relate it with our life, these soft skills will give you such kind of wings to explore the new opportunities and makes your life so easy in the corporate field. So that's why learn these soft skills. As this is our second class, as I was supposed to say this yesterday itself, but due to time factor, I haven't discussed this small part. So consider this as a first day, as I already introduced myself to you. So the next topic that I'm going to discuss here is how to give a proper personal introduction. As this personal introduction question is common in each and every round of interview, as you expect that question as a very first question. So what things we need to include? As yesterday I mentioned that personal introduction should not end within just like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Then to make it a long introduction, just like a 1 minute introduction, what things we need to add? So before that, I just want introduction from your end, but not through chat box, but through give a small revision of yesterday class. Like sessions are already available, recorded sessions are already available. You can go through that. If you want me to give a quick glimpse, then I just discussed the soft skills importance. Simply, we do have almost 7 rounds of interview, and each and every round test a lot, like a 90% soft skills and remaining 10% technical or other part. But we are focusing more on technical, ignoring this soft skills part, due to which we can't able to perform in the interviews well. So out of which we are out of the interviews or out of employment. So if you learn these soft skills well, then you have a high scope of getting shortlisted or selected from the company. So that is what I discussed yesterday. And today I'm going to discuss how to give a proper personal introduction. Before that, I'm expecting at least 10 members to introduce yourself to the class. Like who are interested to introduce themselves. I welcome you to introduce. You can on your mic and introduce yourself to the class. As these kind of chances are very rare, if you get these chances, then utilize it properly. Simply, the I already told you yesterday, like it's all about participation and practice. If you participate now and introduce yourself to the class out of these 400 members, then you already achieved one thing, that you won't face the same nervousness or hesitation in the next time. Like if you are going to give your interview, like you already achieved one thing and your mind get fixed something into your mind, that you overcome this fear already. So you won't face the same problem in your real interviews. That's what the purpose I'm asking you to participate. Like you do only have this chance of participating only in this soft skills module, because once the aptitude part comes, there is no such kind of things like participations. Those are completely conceptual related, where I'll teach the concepts and you need to listen. But this soft skills is all about communication, where you need to communicate, you need to participate. It's yours performance. So please introduce yourself to the class. Yes, Ganesh. Sure. Ganesh Charanya. Ganesh Charanya. Nirupama. Like Amar, is there any thing like that we need to on their mic? Like they are saying my mic is muted, sir. Host need to allow. Amar,
Yes.
yeah, they are saying host need to allow. Their mic
Uh,
is muted.
we can't give them the unmet access because the crowd is huge, no? So if we give them the access, they will be disturbing in the between.
Okay, fine. Like
Yeah.
there's no chance at all.
Then they can raise the hand and we'll give the access. That is one way. Or else we'll try. Then we'll give the access. Let's see how it's working.
Like give it for like 5 minutes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I given them.
Okay. Yes, Nirupama, you can.
Good evening, sir. I'm Puli Nirupama. Currently, I'm pursuing my BTech second year in Electronics and Communication Engineering at Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Science. I'm an optimistic and workaholic person who is always willing to learn new things and improve my skills. I have completed an internship in digital design at Ada Equipments Private Limited, where I worked on circuit simulation and gained practical and hands-on experience with Arduino and STM32 microcontrollers. I also developed a project on a fingerprint authenticated vehicle start using Arduino, which enhanced my knowledge in embedded systems interfacing. I believe that I can add value to your organization by applying my internship and project experience and by being a quick learner and a dedicated team member. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nirupama. As I really appreciate for your leadership qualities that you took the first initiation, and that's a great thing. And you presented about yourself really well. Thank you so much. And next, I would like to call Rani, Reddy Rani.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Myself, Reddy Rani. I'm currently pursuing third BTech in the stream of Computer Science and Engineering in MJR College of Engineering and Technology. I'm currently learning IT skills like Python, Java, and so on. And also, along with side, I'm currently doing one project with the name of InfoStack. And along with that side, I'm also preparing for IT interviews. And my short term goal is to get a job in IT industry, and my long term goal is to sustain a good software engineer in IT industry, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.
Great, Rani. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And next, I can see Varshita. Varshita,
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
My name is Vashita Reddy. I'm currently pursuing my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. The specialization is cloud computing from Siddharth Institute of Engineering and Technology. I have a strong interest in programming and technology, and I'm currently running Java, full stack development, and cloud computing. I'm a quick learner, a good communicator, and I like to work in a team. I always try to improve my skills and learn new things. Apart from studies, I enjoy reading novels, singing, and dance. My goal is to build a success career in the IT field and also contribute to society as a social servant. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Varshita. Yeah, Yashaswini Priya, you can.
Happy afternoon, sir. I
Happy.
am Yashaswini Priya, currently pursuing my BTech in Computer Science with a specialization in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. I have a strong passion for building solutions using Python and AI. I have worked on several academic projects where I applied machine learning concepts to solve real-world problems. I consistently focus on improving my technical and analytic skills and soft skills, and I actively practice coding to strengthen my logical thinking with soft skills too. Along with technical skills, I also developed good communication and teamwork abilities when I had participated in some hackathons. What sets me apart is my curiosity to learn several things, adaptability, and my ability to quickly grasp new concepts and apply them effectively. I'm looking forward to starting my career in a challenging environment where I can contribute, learn continuously, and grow into a skilled AI professional with good soft skills, sir.
That's
Thank you,
excellent,
sir.
Yashaswini. Thank you so much. Sukirtan,
Yes, sir. First of all, good evening, sir, and everyone present here. And myself, Arava Sukirtan, a second year BTech pursuing at Narayan Engineering College, the CGPA of 9.0. And I have an hands-on experience in the machine learning, data science, and full stack development. And I have done some of the internships at Infosys and Innovix. And I also built some projects like book recommendation systems using the NLP, and also done my project by using the full stack academic platform with the payment integration. And I'm also an Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, which reflects my passion for the technology and leadership. And I'm very eager to learn and grow and contribute meaningfully. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
thank you, Sukirtan. Very well said. And yes, next, you can raise your hand so that I can call your name. Yes, that's it. Is there anyone? Is there anyone who wants to introduce to the class? Yes,
Good evening, sir.
yes, Jayalakshmi.
Myself, Jayalakshmi. I am from Tirupati. I am pursuing BTech third year in the branch of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in the Siddhartha College. My short-term goal is to getting a job in assistant engineering in electrical branch, and my long-term goal is to settle well. And my strength is my strength is to positive attitude. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.
Very well tried, Jayalakshmi. Thank you so much. Yes, Hemant Kumar. Hemant, you can introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. Sorry. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, Hemant. You can start.
First off, I would like to thank you giving this small opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Gaurag or Hemant Kumar. I am from Chittoor district. I am currently studying BTech Electronic Communication Engineering at MJR Engineering and Technology. My hobbies are playing cricket, listening music, watching movies. My short-term goal is to get a good job, and my long-term goal is achieve good position in the society.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
sir.
much, Hemant. Anyone? Okay, I'll give a chance for last one person.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself, sir. My name is Hasni. I am from Nellore district. I am currently pursuing third year BTech in CRT IoT at PBR WITS. Coming to my skills, I have a basic knowledge in programming languages like C, Python, and IoT concepts. I'm also good at communication and teamwork. My strengths are that I am quick learner and self-motivated person. And my weakness is that I sometimes overthink, but I am working on improving it. My hobbies are listening to music and learning new technologies and spending time with my family. My short term goal is to get a good job in a reputed company where I can improve my technical skills. And my long term goal is to achieve a responsible position in my career and make my family proud. Thank you for giving me these opportunities.
Thank you so much, Hasini. All right. Thanks for your introductions. And I'll take
Hello,
your
good morning.
introductions. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Yes, I can see your name has Oppo. Okay, fine. Maina, your mic is on, so please turn off your mic. All right, we'll proceed with the topic. Later, I'll take your introductions. I found whatever the introductions I got right now is very professional, and I don't find any problem with your personal introduction. Whatever I was about to teach, I got everything from your end. But there are still a lot of people who have this question what to include in the introduction or how we can make our introduction better. And whoever introduced it now to the class has given a long introduction. That's a great appreciating thing. And now let's discuss what things we need to include, how we need to give a proper personal introduction. And however, I'm going to give you basic information. And this is not any fixed ideal personal introduction. This is just one example. Like if you have anything better than this introduction, then you can also use that. Like whatever the introductions you have told now is already good. You don't need to change anything here, but whatever you feel something is lacking, then you can still add them to your introductions. Okay. So the first question in the every interview round, like in aptitude, however, there is no introduction part, but in the telephonic round, you have this first question to introduce yourself. And in the group discussion, a short introduction, of course, not a long introduction, but introduction is there. And in the HR round, it is there. In the managerial round, it is there. In the jam round, it is there. So almost in every round, this is going to the very first question. So to introduce yourself. So most students lose confidence at this exact question. Why? The simple thing is they just enter the interview room and they sit in front of the interviewer and their mind is still stuck now as their mind is busy in adapting to those surroundings, to that person. As it is doing its own work, we don't have any space left, or we are not making or letting our mind to create one space to think newly. So due to which, what will happen? We don't perform well with our introduction. As this is going to the very first question, this is going to decide the whole interview process. That's why you need to concentrate on how confidently or professionally you can present yourself. So that's why don't lose confidence, have consciousness on your mind that what you are speaking. It is also very important because at a time our mind think in some other parts and automatically when we speak, we are not on that track or point, due to which that will affect our whole interview process. And it is also very important you should have consciousness on each and everything, like when you are going for interview, like whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, because we being a humans, we forgot these tiny things. Like instead of saying good afternoon, we say good morning. Like if your interviewer is replying back with good afternoon, how will that affect our interview? Will you perform better in your interview now? Means no. Why? For the first question itself, you did some mistake, like awkward mistake. So that's there in your mind continuously throughout the interview process, due to which you can't give your answers properly, and that will affect your whole interview process. So having consciousness on each and everything and very well prepared beforehand answer will give the best results in the introduction part. So this one question decides your confidence for the entire interview. Why? If you present yourself professionally, then they will understand. Okay, you are a professional being and you know this thing, right? First impression is always the best impression. You need to create the best impression at first go. Like you can't create again and again. Like this will be only for once, right? So that's why you need to create a proper first impression. For other questions, you still have a lot of chance. For example, if you are facing technical interview and he is asking some technical questions, for the first go, you said wrong answer, but still you have this chance of asking, can I come again? Or can I explain you again? But do you have any such kind of chances here in the introduction? You can't say, I'll go again outside and then come back and I'll introduce myself. You can't say that. And that is not at all possible. So you only have one chance here. Within that one chance, you need to create a best professionality about yours, right? So you don't get any second chance to create a first impression. Your introduction should make the interviewer interested in asking next question. That is how professionally, interestingly, you need to create your introduction. Like you should get that curiosity, like what exactly you did on that project, or like if you have mentioned, I have a hands-on experience on something, you should get that curiosity what you did. That is how professionally you need to present yourself. So keep it 30 to 60 seconds. See, every interviewer expect a person to explain more because you know this thing, right? Questions and answers. As we have seen these common things since our childhood, questions are just like one line. But when it's come to answer, those are like paragraphs. Even it works same for here in the interviews as well. What if you give your answers just like in one word or one line? That is not at all going to be entertained in the interviews. Instead, you should give, particularly for this introduction part, you need to give 30 to 60 seconds of introduction. As I mentioned, 30 to 60 seconds because the speed is different for different people. So if your speed is too less, then make sure it should complete within 60 seconds, 1 minute long introductions, just like you did now. And use simple English, like you should not complicate using a lot of complicated words, as this introduction is all about you. So they should understand each and everything properly about you. Then only you do have the scope of getting good questions from them. Otherwise, they will ask something else if they misunderstood or if they don't understand, due to which that will affect our whole interview process. And speak clearly and confidently. So you need to be clear with each and every word that you are mentioning and confident. As this confident part is very important because this is going to the very first question and the first impression creates best impression. And if you are confident with this first part, then automatically you will perform better with the other questions as well. Like if you lack confidence within first question, you make minor mistakes due to which you can't perform the remaining interview well. Okay, that's why what we can do, simply you have one ready hand answer with you. Like if you have one answer which is ready hand with you, what will happen if someone directly asks you, you have a answer, right? So you can directly say with a proper flow. Like you don't need to think frame at that moment because you already prepared. So you don't face any problem if you have practiced it well with your introduction. That's why daily, at least for a once, you need to introduce yourself. Just introduce yourself inside. Like you don't need to say it outside. Just just take 1 minute time and introduce yourself. Every day you need to do this. All of a sudden, if any such situation like interview comes, you now have a ready hand answer with you. Okay, and maintain eye contact, as this eye contact is a part of confidence. So if you maintain a proper eye contact, then automatically others will understand that you are very much confident, and companies only hire the confident persons. So eye contact is very much different from this staring. Staring is totally different from eye contact. Then how should we give a proper eye contact? That I will be taught in the next class, the communication. Okay. Next, your introduction is your personal advertisement. Like you are advertising yourself for that company, like who exactly you are. And if you cannot sell yourself in 60 seconds, why should a company invest in you? Is the question that you need to question yourself. That's why you need to have a proper introduction. An introduction is not about who you are. Already they have a copy of resume with them. Before they call, they will see your resume. And resume contains every information about you, but still they will ask you, introduce yourself. Why? What is the reason? The reason is simple. Introduction is not about who you are. It's all about how professionally you present yourself. They just want to know your professionalism behavior, your professionalism, and your attitude, like your confidence skills. To know all these aspects, they were asking you to introduce. If you sound very basic, what will happen? Already they have all that information. If you sound basic, there's no chance here. So to make a great impact here, you need to use a lot of professionalism. Like how we can show this professionalism? Only if you use some professional words. Like was before, few people have added excellent words with their introductions, like hands-on experience and looking forward. This kind of words you need to add into your introduction. So that looks so professional. And with our words, they can also conclude you as a professional being. So let us see one by one what things we need to add. Even though if you don't prepared well the beforehand, so during the introduction time, we forgot a lot of things to add. Later we regret that I have missed something. So instead, I'm going to show you a few things where you need to keep those things into your mind so that you should never miss any point. As these are the things that you need to include your introduction. And I put everything at particular place for a reason so that you should follow the exact flow. Like here you can see at last hobbies are there and at first greetings full name is there. Means your information should be like from professional things to personal information. Like your personal information should be always at last. That is how you need to present yourself. Okay. So the first part here is greetings and then gratitude. Like you need to greet the interviewer first. Like this is very common that everyone know. But while greeting, it is also very important having consciousness whether that is a morning, afternoon, or evening. And after greeting, you need to show the gratitude to them. Why we need to show the gratitude? It's a simple thing that they are sparing time for you. They are sparing their time for you. So you should show that gratitude for sparing that time for you. So you can use the simple lines. It's like you can use the basic lines like happy to meet you, or not that basic, but at least it's very pleasure to meet you, or something like that. You can use such kind of words, or simply you can say thanks for your time, or thanks for letting me introduce myself to you. Like a few people said now, before they started giving their name, the few people have added these kind of lines. Thanks for letting me introduce to you or to the class. So this is how you need to show the gratitude. And after this greetings and gratitude, like you can use these phrases like good morning, thanks for your time, and a full name, your full name. So here phrases are very important. Like you should use the proper phrases. Few people will say this is just or else I am. That sound very basic, but this uh, introduction is all about presenting ourselves so professionally. So you need to use these professional words only. Instead of saying this is I am, you can say basic like very advanced lines like it's a pleasure to introduce myself to you. My name is. So you need to use such kind of lines. It's pleasure to introduce myself to you. My name is. My name is very important here. It's full thing. And after that, you can include your name here. Okay. And next, yes, here you can see name part. It's pleasure to introduce myself to you. My name is, and then say your name. And the next part is place you belong, where you need to highlight two places here, where one place is your native place and the second place is currently where you are residing. Because most of the companies prefer the candidates who is in local. Like it's not always, but in rare conditions. So you should be at the safe side. So it's better to mention, like a lot of people usually lives in these cities very far from their native places. So you can mention both these places where you are born and brought up, as well as the currently residing place. Okay. A small tip I want to give you, like place is something that everyone can say in the introduction. Like everyone mention their place. What's uniqueness in your place? So simply, for example, if I want to introduce myself, I'm from Hyderabad. So this Hyderabad has a special nicknames for that. Every city has its nicknames. So this Hyderabad is also known as City of Perils. So I can say, I can add this unique word to my introduction. Simply, I can say, I am from City of Perils, Hyderabad. So that looks so unique. If they were interested in knowing more about that, we know more about our place well. We may expect that as a second question, like why you call this place as a City of Perils or something like that. So we do have this scope of explaining more about our place. So we don't feel any nervousness because we already know everything about our place, right? So we stay calm and we perform better in the further interview. Like I'm not saying every interviewer will ask this, but if they really wants to know, it's better. And that also adds some uniqueness to your introduction, right? So you can say, like if you're from Vizag, then Vizag adds its own name, City of Destiny. If you are from Kolkata, City of Joy. So every city has its own name. Like if your place doesn't have any such kind of names, then there will be something special in your place, right? You can just add one word that is famous in your place. So that adds some uniqueness. But that doesn't mean you should go very much detail here. Like you should not add many lines related to this place. I'm not recommending that. But just one word or one phrase like City of Perils or just one word. So that is how you can add. And the current residing place. So the phrases that you can use for this place is I belongs to A or else I was born and brought up in are kind of phrases that you can use. If you have any other good phrases with you already, then you can also use that, but never sound anything basic or informal. Or simply if you people say I'm from looks very basic. Instead, you can say I was born and brought up in. Okay. And currently I'm residing in. And this is all about place. And next coming to educational qualifications, as this is very important part. So in the education qualification part, you need to mention few things like your college name and in which stream you have studied or the domain, and in which year you got completed your education. And if you're really comfortable in sharing your CGPA, then you can also share in the introduction itself. Like if you're not comfortable in sharing the CGPA, it is also fine because it's already there in your resume, right? So you can mention these things majorly, as you can see here, like my highest qualification is. A lot of people do mistake here in this education part by saying their 10th standard, plus 2, graduation. All these things are not at all necessary. Like few people may know this, but a lot of people do this mistake by mentioning all these things. But better, you should never mention anything here. Simply, you can mention your highest qualification. Like if you are doing PGs, then you can add graduation as well as PG here. But graduation is mandatory. So my highest qualification, or else you can also say I completed my graduation in a stream and etc. etc. Okay, so this is how you need to uh, include your education part. Later, work experience. As I can see, those people who introduce themselves, like 2 or 3 people has this experience part, and few students are still in their graduation or third years or final years. And those who are having this work experience part, then it's good. It's fine. You can add this work experience, like in which company you have worked, in which position you have worked for how many years or months. And what you learned is something that you include in the resume. So you don't need to go into detail. These 3 things are more than enough. Just give the keyword stuff. You don't need to go into anything detail in the introduction. Just give the keywords. Later, you have the scope of going into very detail. Because however, they will cover all these sections. Even the same sections are going to be there in your resume also. So at that time, you have the scope of explaining more about that. But as of now, you should only mention the keywords like company name, position, and years. That's it. You don't need to mention anything else. And if you don't have any work experience, then you should at least include internship, any internship that you did. So if you are still in your graduation, you still have time to get some internship, because internship will work best as a proof. It's like everyone needs a proof, right? Like if you go to one company, if you say I have this skill, what's the proof? And these certifications and these experience certificates will work as a proof that you have hands-on experience on that. Skills is something that everyone can mention, but they should also understand that you are saying it true or false. Few people will randomly say I have this skill, but what's the proof? Everyone can say that, but the one who is having these certifications, these experience letters, will be considered more. Why? They have this proof of hands-on experience. Skills are totally different. Knowledge is totally different from hands-on experience. Knowledge is not related to hands-on experience here. So if you don't have any work experience, at least you need to add one internship part. If you don't have any internship, at least any certifications. Or if you don't have any certifications, and then projects related to the domain that you are going to work. If you don't have any projects, at least anything like hackathons or seminars, webinars that got benefited to you to gain some knowledge on something. Anything is fine. You should never keep this place idle. You should add anything here. So after this work experience part, you need to add skills. For the work experience part, you need to add things like coming to my experience, I worked as a and role company for how many years. Okay, this is what you can add. And next, skills. If you are a fresher, the most concentrated part in the resume or in your introduction here is skills only, as this is the most concentrated part. All this information is necessary, but what they concentrate more on is skills. What if you have a work experience, then they will concentrate more on this work experience. So here in the skills part, you need to mention three things, where one thing is technical skills. Here you don't need to go into anything detail. You just add the keywords. Like if you are perfect, like if you have skills in Java, then you can simply say Java, only keyword. You don't need to explain like what you know in Java, what you did in Java. All these things are not at all needed. This is an introduction, just introduction. So you can add some technical skills. Along with that, you should also add 2 or 3 soft skills like communication, adaptability. Likewise, the soft skills that I have shown you yesterday that most companies need, you can use the same key terms. And along with that, you should also mention the tools and technologies that you things like languages. So you can mention that as well. Okay. So these are the 3 things that you can use here in the skills part. It's not just technical. You should also add these tools, technologies, as well as soft skills. And next, these are the professional information. So you should definitely use all this information. And these 3 strengths, weakness, short-term, long-term goal, hobbies, family background is an optional part. So if you want to extend your introduction more, then you can add this information also. Okay. So strengths and weakness. Here you can skip this weakness part, but it is very important to mention the strengths also. It's not just about skills and work experience. It is also very important to mention the strengths, so that they exactly understand what exactly you are. Normally, tell me what type of strengths that we can mention. We can't say, like few people will say, my father is my strength, my brother is my strength. Of course, they are the biggest strengths in our life, but this is not anything related to the personal information that you are expected to present yourself professionally. So information should be also related to professional. So instead of sounding very unprofessional, like my brother is my strength, my father is my strength, should never mention such kind of things. Never intervene anything related to the personal things. So instead, what strengths we can mention? Positive attitude. Strength is also related to technical. Strength may be anything. It's not exactly the technical. It may be soft skills or it may be anything else. Positive attitude, patience, analytical thinking, quick learner, problem solving, hesitation is defeat. Okay, self motivation, easily collaborate with everyone. That's a great strength that we can say. Self motivating, positive attitude, quick learning, patience, self confidence, communication, easy to manage any problem. Okay, easy to mingle, leadership, confidence. Okay, I got the answers. I got a good answers from your end. Thank you so much. So you can mention the exact strength which I have read now in the chat box. Those works well, like confidence, adaptability, flexibility, and easily able to mingle with everyone, like a good team player, simply. So you can use such kind of words as I'm getting other responses. Confidence, motivated, self-motivation, problem solving. Yes, you can use such kind of words in the strengths part. You can simply use the phrase coming to my strengths are I'm good at. Okay. And here weakness is something that you can skip, as we will sometimes you will get this weakness type of question as a separate question in the HR round. Simply they will ask you what is your weakness. A lot of people hesitate to give this answer, out of which they will simply say I don't have any weakness, but that shows overconfidence. Then how we can handle this type of negative questions, that we will be discussing in the HR round. Okay. And next, short-term goal and long-term goal. It's better you should include this kind of things here in the introduction, or else sometimes you will get these questions as a separate questions. So what would be a better thing to add in the short-term goal? Can you please tell me? Short-term goal. But never sound very basic. My short-term goal is to get a job. That's so basic, right? Instead, what we can add? Deeply understand the situation, just become all-rounder, adaptability, enthusiastic, self-awareness, learning new things, learning from mistakes. Okay. To apply my knowledge. Okay. To settle in reputed company. Okay. Short-term goal is to improve my skills and improve experience. To get an internship with a reputed company, complete my job. Okay. Learn new skills, taking a step towards long-term goal. Yeah. That's a very clever answer. Taking a step towards the long-term goal. That's excellent line. Okay, fine. Simply, if you want to add in this introduction, then you can add this. But my question to you, like if you get this type of question in the HR round as a separate question, you are expected to give a long answer, right? Then what's your answer? This is just one line you are giving in the chat box. That is okay for this introduction. But my question to you, if you get this question as a separate question, your answer should be at least like 2-3 lines, right? So I'm asking that thing. Long-term goal is to create my own company, getting knowledge about long-term goal. Okay. To a good job, this is my short-term goal. Skill building is short-term and career growth is long-term. Okay. To build a strong foundation in VLSI, gain hands-on experience with tools like Verilog and start my career in a reputed company. Okay, that's fine. Shirisha Siri has given good answer. Okay. Mention particular skills and domain that we are focusing to improve. Okay. My short-term goal is to secure a job in reputed company where I can apply my skills. Okay. Fine. Simply, every answer that you are going to give, that should be related to the company. Instead of saying things like getting job, that's your need. We always use my possessive pronouns like my, myself, myself. then how you are going to be an asset for the company? You need to prove that as well, right? So simply for short-term goal, you can say, my short-term goal is once I join in your company, my short-term goal is to complete all the assigning tasks to be completed before deadline, and contributing all my skills for the company growth is my short-term goal. Simply assigning whatever the tasks which are going to assign to me to complete before deadline is my short-term goal. Or before joining that company, fulfilling the skill gaps in my profile is my short-term goal. So that there should be no problem with one work later. So you can use such kind of lines, which will give something. Just a second. Okay, my long-term goal is to build a successful career, achieve a higher position in my field, and continuously learn new technologies to grow professionally and personally. Yes, Raju has given a proper answer for long-term goal. Okay, as of now, like Anisha is saying, my short-term goal is to improve my academic performance by studying regularly and scoring good marks. Yes, as of now, she has that short-term goal. Yes, that's good. But for companies, whenever you are attending like this short-term goals keep changing from one position to other. If you are in the position of interview, then you can give the same answer. Okay. Next, long-term goals. My long-term goal is to have a good wife, beautiful wife with a good children, with a good villa, is what everyone have in their mind. But we should not sound that way, like that personal. No one will sound in that way, but what is the ideal thing to mention is here in the long term. You may also get a similar type of question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And this long-term goal and where do you see yourself in 5 years, both are same. So you may use the same answer for these two things. My long-term goal is to be a good Scout railway officer. If you want to be a railway officer, then they will ask you why you are here. Or you are giving an indirect indication to them that one day I'm going to leave your company to become a railway officer. It's a good goal. I really appreciate, but you need not to share anything personal to them. To secure a high position, focus on aligning professional growth, become a highly skilled IT professional. Okay. Okay, fine. I got the good responses from your end. That's enough. So you can simply say, my long-term goal is whoever the company going to provide me the opportunity, being a fresher, I'm going to contribute, or else my long-term goal is to contribute all my skills for the company developments as well as my development is my long-term goal. Or else few people have written beautiful lines. You can also use that lines as well. Okay. And next, this is for short-term and long-term goal. Next, coming to this hobbies, we may get separate question, or else if you want to use in the introduction part itself, then you can also use it. But what hobby is best suitable in this introduction or else in the interviews? Like everyone hobby, we do have different hobbies. I can say sleeping is my hobby. Scrolling Instagram is my hobby. These are the hobbies that we follow routine. But is it ideal to mention those kind of hobbies? Means no. Then what hobbies works well here? Tell me, what are your hobbies? Solving Sudoku, learning new technologies. Yes, that's a good hobby that we can mention. I got one good hobby, learning new technologies. Okay, coding, reading books, solving Sudoku, learning upcoming technology. Okay. Listening music, writing stories, traveling, which help me stay creative, relaxed, and motivated. And Madhav Vinay has given a proper answer here. Like he just not mentioned the hobbies, he also mentioned how it is creating something impactful in his life. That is how we need to sound. Watching anime, solving problems, coding, traveling, reading, cooking, enhancing my skills. I'm a bookworm. Okay. My hobbies include reading books, editing, don't waste time. Okay. Writing novels. Okay, that's a good hobby, Amini. Watching movies, browsing new technologies, improving my skills, new ideas to develop, reading books, exploring tools, playing chess, check my mistakes from the past. Okay, fine. I found a lot of good hobbies and you can mention all of them. Hobbies should be something insightful. For example, if I say photography is my hobby, along with that, I can also say photography is my hobby where it provides me opportunity to concentrate on things very keenly. So others will easily understand. If you can concentrate on a tiny details, then you can able to concentrate on the work as well, right? Like that is how they are going to relate. And if you mention chess or playing badminton, and few people has mentioned learning new technologies, participating in something or sports, anything is fine. You can mention such kind of things, but hobbies should never be very basic, like everyone has. Hobbies should be somewhat unique, a unique ability that you are having, which many people are lacking. That is how your hobbies should be. And one more thing, interviewers are very well trained. They are very well trained and they can easily suspect whether you are lying or saying the truth. So if they suspect anything wrong or that you are faking, and they have a list of questions to ask related to that. For example, let's take you don't have any hobby of reading books. Personally, if I take mock interviews, uh, whenever I ask any person what are your hobbies, he will say reading books is my hobby. That's a very cliche line that we use. So immediately, if I suspect anything wrong or anything fake, I do have a list of questions to ask him now. Then if we cannot able to answer, then automatically he will understand and even I understand, and due to which the whole interview process affects here. So that's why you should only be genuine with your hobbies and mention only which are your real hobbies. Don't just mention any random things here. Okay. So if it is related, like you should be ready to the next questions also related to that. They will come, like you have mentioned that learning new technologies is your hobby. Can you please tell me what new technologies that you have learned recently? You may expect this type of questions, but you yourself said right. So if you can't able to answer now, what will happen? They understand that you are faking, like you just pretend. So that's why try to mention the hobbies which you are perfect in, because we don't know, question might be there from your hobbies also. Like watching IPL, playing cricket is something a good hobby. Okay. Any notes on this? How to introduce in interview? Like the notes which I'm showing you right now, you can take the same thing. You can include all these things. I also shown you the phrases here. Just a second. Okay, fine. After hobbies, one more thing at last, that is family background. So here in the family background, you don't need to go into very much detail saying my father name is, my father occupation is, all these things are not at all needed. You can simply mention what it is required. Like only one line is more than enough. Like if you are from small family or a nuclear family, then you can say, I'm from nuclear family background. This one line is more than enough. If they really want to know more details about your family, then you can go into detail in the next separate question. But in the introduction part, you should never uh, give any brief about your family here. Okay, just one line here, that is, I'm from nuclear family background, that is more than enough. Okay, clear? Just a second. Yes, I've shown you the parts here as well as the phrases also. So there is no particular notes, anything like you can take the reference from these things only, because these are not any concepts where you will get a separate notes on this. Like all these things are like a suggestions you can take from these PPTs. Okay. And while introducing, before that, just a second, I do got new messages. Sir, I missed my class yesterday due to network issues. You can watch recorded sessions. How to end the self-introduction. I'll come to that part. We are about to end. Okay. What just happened? Yes. After this, include these words like developed, implemented, improved, managed, designed, contributed. As these words, these are just few examples. As an example for your understanding, I've given only these words, but these words are not fixed. So you can take this reference. Like you always try to use this kind of words in your introduction so that it looks more professional. Okay. Instead, sounding basic like I know Java, you can say I have a strong foundation in Java. Instead of sounding very basic like I did project, you can say I worked on a project where I contributed or something, etc., etc. Instead of saying I am good, you can say I consider myself, and say about your technical or any part that you are going to convince. But every phrase or every word that you are going to include in this professional introduction should be professional words only, which are nothing but the formal words. So that's why I try to develop your English from informal to formal, so that automatically we have the scope of using these formal words. Okay. And next, here you can see one sample. Like this is a very basic thing. Yes, Sanam. Have any questions, Sanam? So can you please send that video to mates to join in class daily? Today I didn't get the link. Okay. Yes, here you can see one reference. My name is, and I have recently completed my BTech in Dash from Dash College, and I have strong foundation in, and here you can mention the skills. I worked on a project title, and when I was responsible for, and you can mention few things like project, what you are responsible for, like a keyword stuff. And I consider myself as a quick learner with strengths. You can mention the strength, and also I enjoy working in a team environment. as that is related to the soft skills part. And I'm looking for the opportunity. This is a closing line. Like someone asked me how to end the introduction. This is a closing line. I'm looking for the opportunity where I contribute to the organization while continuously improving my skills. Or even if you skip this while continuously improving my skills, you can simply add this line. I'm looking for opportunity where I can contribute. So this is what the line that you can use, or else if you have any other lines, you can also use. But never end your introduction abruptly in between. Like you may know that you have ended your introduction, but others should also understand that you have ended your introduction, right? So thank you at last is very important to have. Like everything you say, like a proper thank you at last is very important. But that doesn't mean for every answer you are supposed to give this thank you. Particularly for this introduction that we keep speaking for 1 minute. So if you stop suddenly, others will understand that you have forgotten something. But you know that you have completed. So to make a proper ending here, so you should use something line, some lines like, this is all about my introduction, thank you. Or this is all about myself, thank you. Or this is all about from my side, thank you. So this thank you all about my side will give a proper understanding for the listener that you have concluded your introduction. Now they will proceed with the next question. So saying thank you at last is very important. As few of you all already said thank you at last, and that is how exactly how you need to end your introduction. Okay. And next, for situations like panel interviews or particularly group discussions. In the group discussions, if everyone give 1 minute introduction about themselves, like 10 members or 15 members, so half of the time will go for introductions only. So during such situations, you don't need to go into detail about the introduction. You can simply give a short introduction about yourself. Like you can see here, good morning, sir. My name is Rahul Sharma. I'm a BTech computer science graduate, skills in Java and SQL. I'm quick learner and looking forward to starting my career in growth oriented organization. You don't need to go into this detail. Even this detail in the group discussion, only your name and some background about yourself is more than enough. Okay. But this kind of messages can be sent if you find any HR number or HR profile, then you can give such kind of introduction in the WhatsApp or somewhere. Okay. And while giving intro, sit straight, as this is going to be the very first question. You need to show everything professionally. It's not about what you speak. It is also important to behave properly with your body language well, right? And maintain a proper eye contact and a slight smile. Everyone keeps saying that we need to smile. Like what's the purpose of this smiling? That I'll discuss in the next class. No shaking hands. Like you should never initiate the shaking hand. It should always comes from the higher authority. You don't have any right to initiate the shake hands. If they're really comfortable in giving the handshake, then only you need to initiate at that moment. And no filler words like like we usually use this kind of filler words. Whenever we forgot anything, we use these filler words in between, but never use this kind of filler words. Once you start, it should go like a smooth flow. So if you forgot, just stay silent for a second. That is enough, but never use this kind of sounds in between. That looks so unprofessional. And mistakes, even a good student make this kind of mistakes like speaking too fast. Like they usually speak too fastly. When we speak too fastly, whenever we feel very much nervous, automatically we talk without knowing ourselves, like we speak too fast. So if they suspect anything like that, speaking too fast, then automatically they will understand that you are feeling nervous. So everything that you speak, that should be not that fast, not that slow. And overconfidence. Never boost your overconfidence or never over exaggerate yourself in the interview. Just give the answers to the questions that they are asking. They will decide based on your answers, but never over exaggerate yourself. and using any complex English or incorrect English. As these two things are also not good. And sounding memorized. You should never sound like a robo here. Like that you have memorized something, like by-hearted thing. Even though you practiced it, but whatever you say, it should never sound like a by-hearted thing. It should sound like something that you prepared just now. Okay. This is all about the introduction part. If you have any questions related to the introduction, then you can ask. Yes, you can see the previous class in the YouTube channel also. We join in YouTube, attendance will be taken or not. Amar,
Yes.
like they were asking questions related to this attendance as well as someone is keeping message that she didn't got the link. Just sort out these
Yesterday,
problems.
yesterday I already said that every day you will not get a mail. You have to join from the LMS portal. If you still have an issue, you can check the yesterday's video from the YouTube searching with XLR. First thing about the link, you will not get a link every day. Second thing, attendance time is fixed. That is 6:30 to 7:30. 6:30 you will be getting the link into the chat box over the Zoom and YouTube as well. Anything else, guys? Yeah, that I already explained about the material, about the joining the session, about the getting the recordings, everything I explained yesterday. So if you are not attended yesterday, you join today only directly. So you can just go through the yesterday's video recording. You can search with the XLR solution account on YouTube, day one video of CRT.
Okay, just watch the yesterday's session. So all your questions will be cleared. Don't have any previous work experience, how to say that in interview. Like you should never directly say that you don't have any experience. That is the reason why I've told you. Instead of keeping that section work experience idle, you can mention some other things like internships or certifications or projects or anything like that. I will suggest some videos in the upcoming class. Aptitude class will start after this soft skills module completes. Just watch the yesterday's session. If you have any doubts related to this material or how to join, everything is cleared in the yesterday session only. So just once watch that. If you still have any questions, then you can. Please tell me YouTube. How can we practice these soft skills? I'm here for that. I'll just give you the suggestion, just follow the same. That is how you can practice these soft skills. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break. Like, is that allowed, Amar?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's take a 5 minutes break. Later, if you have any questions related to this personal introduction, then you can ask at that time. So I will clear everything at last before ending the class. And we'll start a new topic after the break completes. That is HR round. Okay. So you can take break for 5 minutes as now the time is 6:24. So you can come back at 6:30 exactly. Okay. All right, hope everyone is back. Shall we start? Shall we start the session? Okay, fine. So we are not done with how to introduce yourself properly. I mean, that is very basic information that everyone know, but still you need to remember all the points which I uh, told to you. And if you have any beautiful lines with you already, then you can also use that. But the sections which I have told you, you need to add all those sections into your introduction part. And now the next part that I'm going to discuss here is HR and behavioral round. As most of the companies conduct these two rounds as a one round, that is HR round. So they will ask both HR questions as well as behavioral questions. And everyone do have this common misconception that this is just a casual conversation, but it is not any casual conversation. And even not every company is same. Not every HR is also same. So it's all depends. Like we might get the HR who will ask a lot of questions, or in few companies HR will ask just basic questions, just two or three, and will make you leave. It's all depends on the HR. Now I'm going to discuss how this HR round is going to be held and what's the importance of this HR round and what type of questions we may expect and how we need to answer or how we need to break the topic like the question, and how can we think analytical and everything. Okay, before that, tell me honestly, which round scares you more, technical or HR? Share your opinions, and not just the key term that I want here, but I do also want the explanation from your end. For example, if you say that technical scares me more, I need a proper explanation why. And if you say HR scares you more, then explanation. What if they ask, why should I hire you? Yes, that question is what I'm going to discuss in this PPTs only. HR. As I said, saying HR or technical is easy, but I'm asking the explanation why. You need to give the answer because we lost our confidence to give answers because we didn't expect what they asked at that time. Exactly, Bobby. Okay, what they ask. Okay. Whom do you know which question they are asked from HR? Okay. HR, because the questions in that round might not be expected. While in tech, we don't know the answer. Also, we can explain up to some extent. Unexpected questions. Okay, as many of you are saying HR round scares you more, and I do also got the responses why. As many of you are saying that we can't expect the questions, like what questions are being asked, and that exactly true. That's exactly true. That's why I call this. It is not any casual conversation. Don't just remove this misconception. This is just a casual conversation. So normally, if we take technical, there is one syllabus fixed for that technical, right? So we may expect the same questions from the fixed syllabus only. And those are related to conceptual. And one answer is fixed for that. One universal answer is fixed for that. So if we learn well, then we can perform well in the technical. But when it's come to HR round, there are no fixed questions in this HR. Like there will be no fixed question like 30 questions. Only these 30 questions should be asked by every company. There is no such rule. And even there is no particular syllabus for this HR round. Like there should be answers like the fixed answers here. Every answer you say is both right and wrong. Like they will decide. And it wholly depends on the person, the opposite person here. Like how much good extent we can bring from that. So there are no wrong or right answers here in this HR round. Everything you say is accepted. But your positiveness is what they are going to measure, not the wrong or right answer. But in technical, wrong and right will be there. If you say something else instead of the actual answer, then that is wrong. But in HR, there is no such thing. And the problem, the exact problem with this HR round is question seems to be very simple to us. But when it's come to answer, we usually get just one word or one line answers. We can't able to give a lot of answers for such questions. Or sometimes the questions are very critical where we have this fear that what if I say this answer, how will he take? He or she will take. So these are the common problems that we face in the HR. That's why a lot of people are out of HR round mostly. And tell me, why do you think this? Even I told you, right? These two rounds are going to be mandatory rounds in each and every company. HR round and technical rounds are mandatory rounds. And if we see rounds like group discussion, aptitude, those are optional. Like its whole depends on the company whether to conduct them or not. Face, right? And why do you think this HR round is conducted by the company? Can anyone tell me? What's the reason? What's the exact reason? Like every round has a some purpose of conducting, like to access or to test something in a person. Like what exactly is the purpose of conducting this HR round? Like human resource managers will conduct this round. And it is also clear that there are no technical questions in the HR round. So what exactly is the reason? Lose our confidence. HR round, they check are you suitable for the company or not exactly. Yes, this test personality. Hiba, you are right. Fit to the company. To test behavior, attitude, to test our ability. Is it fit for the job or not? To check our confidence, body language. But other rounds are also there to test all these things, right? What exactly is the reason? Okay, adapting to the surroundings. Okay, critical thinking. Personality. Personality. Okay, to evaluate candidate soft skills, knowledge, personality check, communication. To check behavior. And HR round, the interview can able to justify if we suitable for the company or not. Exactly. Yes, I got answers from your end and thank you so much. So HR is all about testing the personality, whether a person is a positive personality or negative personality. Within a simple example, we'll take one full basket of apples, 10 apples in a basket, 10 apples in a basket, fresh apples. And now I'm keeping one rotten apple in between that 10 fresh apples. Now, if we see the condition of those 10 apples in the next day, what will happen? Every other apple which are fresh today get rotten, right? In the same way, if one negative personality there in a group or a team, then that will definitely going to affect the whole team, the whole company here. So for a company, it is very important that the candidate should have a good technical knowledge, but it is also more important than the technical, that is a positive personality. If a person is positive, then automatically the company will have a good reputation. If anything goes wrong because of that person, It will not only affect that person, it will affect the whole company here. That is the exact reason why we have this HR round. And before HR round is mostly conducted at last. Before you join, at last round is HR round. In every company you see. Most of the round, like most of the companies conduct this HR as a last round. Why? Until now you have crossed every other round, right? Like technical, you have cleared. Like your technical knowledge is fine. Your communication is fine. You have good spontaneity. Everything is fine. Now you are in this HR round just to test your personality, whether you have a positive personality or a negative personality. If they suspect anything negative from your end with your answers, then definitely they are not going to hire you as the employee in their company. But you crossed the technical round, right? Like you performed really well in the technical, but still you are rejected in the HR round. The main reason is for them, not just technical, they also want the positive personality. This is the exact reason why like companies have this mandatory HR round. And those HR are responsible for this human resource. See, most students think HR is easy, but many students get rejected in the HR round. The main reason is because HR is not checking your knowledge, he's checking you. So whatever the questions that I'm going to show you in the HR round right now in the upcoming slides, you can find one common word in every question, that is you. Every question is related to you only. So in such cases, do you have any chance of saying, I don't know the answer? Like for example, if in technical, you have all the chances, like you have chance of saying, I don't know that concept or I'm not aware about that. But do you have any such kind of chance in the HR means you don't have any chance. Why? The questions are all about you only. What you did, what you're doing, what you're going to do, past, present, future. So if you say, I don't know, what will happen? They'll understand that you can't able to access yourself properly. Then how you are going to understand the work tomorrow? Right? So that's why it's all about you. So you don't have any chance of saying, no, I don't know the answer. And we have a common myth that HR has no role in the company, like the gives the final approval. With the HR final approval itself, your employment is decided whether to select you or not. He gives the final approval whether to continue with the work or not at last. And your employment, of course, depends on the technical, but the final approval is completely given by the HR. How he is going to approve? Only when if he finds out that your personality is good, that is a right fit for that company, then only you are going to enter the company. And that's the exact reason why this HR round is at last round. Okay. Cultural fit, cultural goals. HR round is conducted to check your communication, attitude, suitability. Yes. Are you the right person for the job and company? Yes. To check we are suitable for company requirements. Yes. You can't hear my voice. Fayaz, one check from your side. Is my voice clear for remaining? Sir, instead of saying I don't know, the answer will be, say I will read on that. Yes, you can say that. Like, I'll come to that part. I'll explain about that. Yes, my voice is audible, right? Okay, once you need to check your internet connection. Okay. Next, HR interview can reject even a technically strong candidate because I already told you the reason. And one more reason, technical round checks your brain, which is your knowledge, and HR rounds check your personality. So here personality is different with different person, but brain can be something. Knowledge can be same for everyone. Knowledge in the sense, the technical subject, some fixed syllabus is there. So everyone can learn that fixed syllabus. But there is no such a fixed thing called personality, right? It will be changing from person to person. And we can easily find out within our surroundings, like we can easily guess who are positive personality, who are negative. Then these HRs require only 10-20 minutes of time to decide whether you have a positive personality or negative personality. So that's why every answer that you give should sound so polite, as well as should sound very what we say positive. Okay. And behavioral round. This focus on the candidate's past behavior to predict the future performance. Like this interview is all about asking the past experiences, what you did, how you did, and everything. Based on which they are going to understand that how you are going to be in their company in future. So we may get the same questions in the HR round only. So if we particularly see the difference between HR and behavioral round, so in HR interview there are some general questions, but in the behavioral interview, like we do have these situation based questions. It's like a case studies they will give, and these are completely your opinion based, but this round is all about your experience based. And in HR, it is total future focused. They are going to ask the questions which will be related to future. And here it is total past focus. So in behavior or else in HR, there are no right or wrong answers. Only honest and structured answers are allowed. Like everything you say will be accepted. Based on the positiveness, a degree of positiveness, they are going to decide your positivity. So don't just think that what if you give some answer, what others will think or something like that. Something is always better than nothing. As someone told in the comment box that if we don't know the answer, we habituated to these things since our childhood, like going silent. Like if someone asks any question to us, if we don't know the answer, we become so silent. But in the interviews, if you do the same thing, that won't consider anything like a professionalism. So the professional will handle everything professionally. Like staying silent is very unprofessional. So instead, what we can do, if you don't know the answer, then you can simply say it may not be HR round. Like in HR round, you don't have any such kind of chance of saying I don't know. But in the technical or any other round, if you don't have any knowledge on that, then simply you should say, as of now, I can't able to recall that. I will research about that later once this interview completes. So this is what I will recall, or as of now, I'm can't able to recall. These are the kind of lines that you need to use. But never stay silent, because something is always better than nothing. Instead of going silent, it's better to speak something here. So you need to fulfill that awkward gap. Never make any awkward silences in the interview, as that will definitely going to affect your interview process. As I told, the differences between them and remaining things we'll discuss in the next class. Like I'm going to show you the most commonly asked HR questions, and I'll also show you the structured answers for that, how we need to analyze that question, and what kind of answers best works in the interview. Everything I'll tell you. Almost I'll discuss 30 questions tomorrow in the HR part. Okay. As of now, it's time for your questions. If you have any questions related to the introductions or else anything related to HR, whatever we discussed, if you have any questions, you can please ask me. Any questions from your end? Any doubts? Okay. Giving speed answers lead to overconfidence, sir. Giving speed answers not related to overconfidence, but whenever we feel nervous or hesitate, we automatically speed up our language, due to which others can easily suspect that we are feeling nervous. How, sorry, how should we go there, sir? Like outfit. Regarding outfit, we have a separate session on grooming, where how we need to dress up and what kind of hygiene that we should maintain and which colors best works, tie, shoe, everything I'll discuss in the separate module, that is grooming. How to make proper resume. I'll discuss in the resume part. There is a separate module for how to prepare a ATS friendly resume. With 1 minute possible, sir. Yes, it is possible. That's why I've given all those things, right? If you mention all those things perfectly, then that will automatically become a 1 minute introduction. Is it okay if introduction exceeds 1 minute? It is okay, but it should not exceed much. Like anything, if we take, it should not be that much or not be that uh, less. Okay. Attendance link is given already. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, now you got the attendance link. What's the best way to reduce nervousness? I'll discuss about that in the communication class. How to speak slowly in introduction. It's all about practice. You need to practice every day. Just record it in your phone, your introduction, and just try to listen. Do it again and again. By that, you can easily able to overcome that problem. Thank you, Jay Lakshmi. Body language in HR and introduction. I'll discuss. There's a lot of slides already there. Like I only discussed 4 to 5 slides. There are many. Is that voice plays a key role? Yes, it is. Voice is very important. New schedule. Okay, thank you so much for your patience. And I really appreciate you that you are participating in the chat box very well. And even if I ask you to turn on your mic, you are participating, and that's a good thing. Like your participation really matters for me, as this purpose of the subject is all about your participation only. Sir, how to overcome nervousness in communication? I'll discuss. There's a lot of things to discuss. After this soft skills module completes, even if you have any such type of question, then definitely I'll give. This is just a starting. You'll get all your answers. Okay, thank you so much. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Amar.